No, bring it. I think keep it where it's
It
supposed to
was.
be.
Okay,
Yeah. Yeah, it's so
good.
weird because I got Pete's like, use this one. I good
Oh, I just
reviews.
noticed it.
And it
Nice.
comes with two of them. So he's
Cool.
like, well, if you ever want to
Guessed.
do that. But I'm just like, I like this thing.
I know.
So I tried to put the mic on that. So, hello.
But I don't know that that would resolve the issue.
Actually, it's a magnetic, so you just
Oh.
stick it there and then
No,
just
I just
talk
meant
into the.
I just meant of because you're constantly going back and forth away from the mic, and I'm curious if that's the issue or if it really was just a cheap, crummy mic. Could be
It
that.
wasn't cheap.
Well, if it's just a
It was
crummy
not a
mic,
cheap mic.
just in
I
case it was
did.
a crummy mic.
I downloaded the. Well, I didn't. Sorry, I misspoke. Pete downloaded the stuff that you're supposed to have with it, and
Okay.
it's the Elgato Wavelink or whatever the heck the name of it was.
Okay.
And it worked for one of our episodes.
Okay.
And
And
then all
then
of a sudden it was like, nah, bitch, I ain't working anymore. And
lame.
I didn't know how to get it to work again. So,
Yeah. That's super lame.
yeah. All right. Well,
How are you? Another year around or another trip around the sun?
yeah, that was my
39, right?
this is my 39th it's the start of my 39th journey.
Good
Yeah.
job. Good job.
Yeah. I was going to announce that yesterday.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
You're killing me with that thing in the background.
Oh my gosh, there she is, just peeking over
You
my
better not
shoulder.
ever move her.
Oh, I'm
You
moving her
gotta
right
take her
now.
with you when you go to Boise just to have her in the background. She's a part of
Ha!
this now.
Oh
Part
no,
of
no way, man. I'm waiting for that's my sister's. That's my sister's there. I'm gonna sit like
So
this.
it's yours now.
No, no. When Stephanie was like, "Oh, I'm keeping this," I was like, "Why?" I'm the one that was like in the Navy. She's like, "Because Mom loved it." I was like, "Mom loved it because I was in the Navy," and she was
Mm.
like, "I love it. I'm keeping it." I'm like, "Why?" And then it ended up in my house somehow. Lame. Anyways, what
Mm.
did you do for your birthday?
What a I'm just seeing you like, wow, yes.
Okay, teaching my children how to get boogers out of their nose. This is like the least repulsive way I can do it because you know what kids like to do. So we make tissue rockets and then we twist them out, and it's actually
No.
really effective. Um, but anyways,
It just blew my nose.
I didn't want to do that while I was talking. Probably
Yes.
should have because I feel like I would have.
It was much better. That's much better.
Oh my gosh, I'm on fire too. Okay, well, I guess I'm getting naked. I have a
So,
huge heavy
so
robe on.
how have
Okay.
you been?
I'm good, good, good. Tell me about your birthday. What'd you do?
Nothing. I didn't
Oh,
do anything.
well, fine then. Okay.
No. No, we over the weekend we just hung out and played together, played games and
Nice. I love that you guys are
um
game players. I'm hoping that my
yeah.
boys will fall into it. Ty's favorite game is sports. He wants to watch, he wants
Mm.
to analyze, he wants to play sometimes, but mostly just observe sports.
Yeah.
He'd much
See,
rather do
that's
that
not
than.
actually participating. If you're just observing it, I don't know. I'm like, like my kids will watch gamers play games. I'm like, no, I don't want to watch people play sports. I don't like that's to me. I'm learning how to garden, and I'm like watching these YouTube videos, and I'm really absorbing. I'm really learning it, but at the same
You're
time, I'm
not
like, I want
gardening.
to do it. I don't
Yeah,
want to
yeah,
sit here. Like I want to be in a class where they're explaining it to me and I'm doing it at the same time.
yeah, yeah,
Like I hate just sitting there like, yes, sir.
yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree. Ty actually explained it to me a while back because I was like, why don't you like to play games? Because he, like, the only game I can really get Ty to willingly participate in is cribbage.
I've never played
Any,
that.
it's a wonderful card game.
Yeah.
Um, but that's it. Like, that's it. Any other game. I grew up, we played board games and card games
Me
and
too.
makeup games. Like, we grew up playing that. And so, he said that watching sports gives him the same feeling as though he were the one doing it without having to worry about the physical conditioning of actually doing it. Ty's brain is so involved with like every little detail. Like when Ty watches a sport, like he will sit down, like if he's going to watch the Super Bowl, he'll sit down and he'll find out the rosters of both teams, the health of every player, what the coaches are thinking, what he's thinking to do. He'll go and like watch the thing as though he's the one coaching. Like he'll watch pregame things and he'll create a whole little thing, and then he just watches it to see how accurate his plays and ideas could have been. That's why fantasy football
He's
came
just
out.
a criticizer. He's a critic
No
at that
way.
point.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
Did they do it the way that I did it?
Well, I don't know.
If you did it
Okay.
my way, that would have
It's
been. They all are. They
it's
all are.
that's a really unfair way for me to say it. If that's where your brain goes. I don't know how else to explain it. He explained this to me like
I,
5 or 6 years ago. But
he's
anyways,
not hurting me. I don't care.
yeah, I wish I had another companion to play games with.
I
Soon,
was
my
just talking
children.
about Pete. I'm like, I'm ready for like a companion, like somebody that lives near me that we want. Like, I had a companion in different stages of my life, and I think about the best stages of my life, and it was always because I had that companion there. So I think about like high school up in when I went to high school up in New Hampshire. I'm sorry, up in Vermont. I've lived so many places. And I had my friend Sarah and my friend Kylie, and I'm like, we did everything together. We just like it was so fun. And then that was like the biggest move. Like I had other friends before because we moved so much, and I was like, we're never gonna talk again. Like
Right.
we're just not going to. Not because of me, because I was always like my best friend. I want to reach out to them. It was the other person. So I'm like
Right.
like we did everything together, and like that wasn't reciprocated after I left. It was like I'm just continuing on. Like, I think if the other person leaves and want to continue that relationship, the other person is still in that same environment, and they're just like, well, I'm just gonna go with the
Right.
rest of the people that was it. I don't know. I'm
Right.
always the one leaving.
Yeah,
I'm
I
never the
agree.
one that somebody leaves ever.
Yeah.
So, and
I
then
yeah.
my washer's like
I was
vibrating
wondering what that
everything.
was. I was wondering.
Yeah. But yeah, and then we went to Oklahoma, and I had a best friend there named Ashley. We did everything together, never kept up with each other. And then in high school, over in Tennessee, I had you and I had Amy, and I had another friend named Christina, but you and Amy stuck around. Like we go without talking, and then she'll call me, I'll call her, same thing, and we'll always just know that we're there for each other. But those were like really fun times of my life. And then I went off to college, and I had another really good friend. And I'm like, all my good stories came because I had a companion that wanted to be, they were my best friend. They wanted to be around, we wanted to be around each other. We wanted to do stuff together. And it like the unbearable stuff, it was more bearable because we laughed, because we're like, let's see what silly crap we can get into. It was just fun
Yeah. Yeah.
doing mundane things. Like we gotta clean our apartments. Cool. Let's clean it together, you know?
I always, sorry to interrupt you as you're talking about all those fun memories. I actually have a very fond memory from when you were going to school up in Fairbanks, and you were like, today it was insert negative temperature that just doesn't even make sense in brains. And you were like, I had to walk to class because it was too cold, like everything was frozen or something like that. And
No,
I
I
think
literally just had to walk to class. Like I had no transportation, nothing. I just had to walk to
it
class.
was just life.
I was not prepared. I was poor too up there, and I was like, I need a better coat. Oh, so bad.
I actually think I remember you doing that. But the reason that this memory sticks out so much is because I'm pretty sure you called me one day while I was literally laying on the beach. So I'm like getting
Yeah.
sunburnt, and I'm like, and you're like, it's so cold right now. And I'm like, I really could use some of that. I'm pretty sure I've got like a second-degree sunburn. I'm so sorry. It's like one of my favorite, like,
Second degree sunburn.
you're,
Yeah.
you're, you're like having the worst time of your life, freezing your nuts off in Fairbanks, Alaska, and I'm
I
like
had a good
living the
time in
rough life.
Fairbanks.
I
I
bet you
had a good
did.
time.
I miss when I finally went and visited, we pulled into port in Seward. And I tried. I wanted to go up to Fairlinks. You weren't there. Like it
Mm-mm.
wasn't like I was gonna go visit you. I was just like, I want to go put my feet where my best friend's feet have been, and
Yeah.
just to call her and be like, "What are you doing? I'm standing on the campus. I gotta go now because I don't have a good enough coat for this."
But is it -40?
You
No.
know.
Bitch, no. No, 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 no. Like you don't know Fairbanks until, yeah. But that's where I met Kristen. Do
Oh
you know
yeah, yeah.
Kristen? Yeah,
Koga.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Yep,
yeah.
that's where I met Kristen.
Oh,
And
nice.
that carried on forever. Then I think about like the best times I had was doing stuff with Kristen. Like she taught me how to knit.
Nice.
Like
Nice.
that was cool, you
Yeah.
know. I remember, well, I didn't know she was Japanese when, because I didn't care. It didn't matter.
Right.
Like, I have to admit, like, I really didn't start looking at people's race until this woke shit. And I
For
was
real.
like that was when I was just like, oh, like, I mean, I would notice it. They look
Right.
different, whatever,
Right.
but I
But what
never
does it
like noticed.
matter?
I didn't know
Yeah.
stereotypes. Like, I didn't know stereotypes until this woke movement.
Oh,
I'm like,
interesting.
I just didn't. Yeah, I was one of those, like, I didn't know that there was a stereotype saying that black people like fried chicken and watermelon and Kool-Aid. I had no idea.
Oh,
None. None.
I,
We
I,
literally, I lived in Vermont. There was no black people, and we didn't talk about black people because they weren't
right,
within our,
right,
like, we were not culturally diverse,
right.
right?
I think
So
I
I
had enough
didn't
black
know.
friends that when I found out that that was a stereotype, it was like one of those like instant. I was like, yeah, that checks. Yeah, yeah. But like,
Yeah, no,
what
no.
a weird thing
After
to like
having three
compile.
black roommates, I was like, why did
I
I put
get
that
it now.
together? I just didn't. I didn't look at stereotypes. I didn't look at I I just
Yeah,
like I literally we didn't have the internet to go search what are the stereotypes of black people. I had no
right,
idea. I didn't live near them. And
right,
none of my friends did
right.
up there, I lived in Boston. There was black people there, but we were so little. And it's
Mm,
not like my parents were telling us the stereotypes.
right,
And then we moved to Vermont and they're not telling us the stereotypes. I was
right.
like, why did you grow us up in such a white household, mom and dad, where
Yeah,
we didn't talk about other
right.
races?
How
We
come we're
just didn't.
not woke enough? Right. Yeah. Like, what
We
a
just didn't.
strange.
We talked
Right.
about what was going on in our life. We didn't care what was going on in a black person's life. We just didn't care. Not
Yeah.
in that. I know nowadays it's like that's so insensitive. You didn't stop to
I
think
know
about
this
all
is
the
gonna get
hatred going
canceled.
on. No, I didn't.
We're not gonna be
Because
able
we
to post this
didn't
on
care.
YouTube anymore.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah.
You don't care about black people. I'm just messing. Please
But that's the thing.
algorithms.
You have somebody like I went from Vermont to Oklahoma. In Oklahoma, school was large. There was some black people, but I didn't hang out with them.
Right,
I
right,
hung out with my typical white people.
right,
We
right,
just, that's
right.
who I was around,
To
right?
say it's not
I
like the
know
black people.
them,
It's
right?
not like the black people came up and were like, "Yo, you look
Yeah.
new. Come hang out with us." Like
Not once.
it went
They never
went
asked me to
both
hang
ways.
out with them.
Right.
But if we seen like somebody was in my class or something, hey, what's up? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
that was it. But
Right. Right.
we weren't friends.
Right. Pals.
Um, And then Tennessee, I knew black people. I talked to black people all the time. Like I got along with everyone, but my main crowd was white people there too. I'm like maybe I am, but then I go first year in college. I'm in an apartment. All three of my roommates are black. That was like a cultural shock to me, but I didn't view it like at first I was just like, this is so different. Like they
Hmm.
had BET on all the time. I didn't know what the hell that was. I never
Right.
watched it.
Yeah.
They had their little like words that they said differently, but they always talked different around me. They did. Like I
Isn't
came in there at the there was one that didn't, Brittany, but or Catherine. It was Catherine. She would come in and be like, "Oh, look who's here, Mary Poppins." But they needed help. I was the only one with a car, so if they needed help, which was like one or two times. And if I needed help with something, we were there
right?
for each other.
Decent roommates.
It didn't matter what color our skin
Yeah.
was. And then the year after that, because I met my friends outside who were all white, and we ended up getting an apartment together. It had nothing to do with that,
Right.
but these
Right.
were my besties. I wanted to
Right.
be near them. Um, and maybe it like yeah, maybe it is like this. Maybe we're not afraid to interact. I think we just have more in common
Yeah.
with, like, we know, I don't know,
Right. And well,
like
I
we
mean,
were
like,
raised a certain way. Like white
right.
people, we were raised a certain way. Black people, they were raised a different way. They came
Yeah.
from a different time, and so I'm trying to put it together in my head. It's not, it just feels more comfortable to be around your own people. And that sounds
It's true.
racist when you
Right.
say it because
Right.
of that woke movement, but it's not. Black people
Right.
too. Black people tend to stay with Asians tend to stay with Asians.
What is it?
But
Birds of a feather
never
flock
flock
together.
together.
Like it's a real thing. And like it's not like, black ducks and white ducks are like having wars or,
Yeah.
drive-by honkings, but, it's just that's just what it is. It
Yeah.
doesn't it's such a strange, and I don't know. I think I've had brown friends my entire life, and I have to say brown because my best friend's Indian and not you. My friend Gorby, she's Indian, dot, not feather. Her words, not mine. She gets so irritated when people call it crisscross applesauce. She's like, it's Indian style. That's how we sit in India.
Yeah.
Like, anyways.
Well, we can't say that anymore. God
Oh,
forbid.
oh my gosh. I'm teaching my children. I'm not even going to give them the option because it just sounds, that's the dumbest thing. Like, oh, good,
Mm.
you made a rhyme. What does that mean about sitting? Sit down. Anyways, I have like many brown friends, but I'll say like it's been like Gorvy and you, my friend Amber and I, there's people throughout my life whom I also still have really great connections with, and it's never once like you and Kristen, like it never like really once like registered like what color the skin was until it was like all like this woke stuff was going on.
Yeah.
And Gorvy and I, we used to get weird looks when we lived in like the one little like red pocket of like blue Western Washington. And so we would go everywhere together and do everything together. And like her and I both used to laugh because we're like, they're like, we probably think that we're lesbians because we're just like constantly and like close.
That's how
And
friends should be.
right. And
That's
like
how
you
friends
should
should be, like
be
doing
right.
everything together a husband and wife does, except for the sex part. Like
Right,
that's what
right.
I'm looking for.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
want to do the sex part with my girlfriend. I
No,
don't.
no,
I
no,
just don't. I'm
no,
not interested.
no.
But I want to go out and do stupid shit and I want to
Stupid
have
stuff.
fun.
Stupid stuff. Yeah. I
Yeah.
wanna I wanna take stupid pictures under a bridge, pretending like we're dropping the sickest album.
Yeah. Because my husband doesn't want to do stupid
No,
stuff.
no.
So I
They
have to
never want to do
do the
stupid
thing
stuff.
he wants to do.
Yeah.
I want to do stupid things. Like where we're just like, that's hilarious. Really dumb. No point to it, but it's so funny. Yeah.
I think some of our best times together have been exactly that. Yeah, friendship is I think friendship or companionship. I almost want to say companionship because I almost feel like friendship is like a demotion. Um
Companionship.
yeah,
I
it's
need a
really
companion. It's
yeah,
so
it's
funny we're
super
talking about
necessary.
this because I literally sat there yesterday and I was like, I just want, okay,
Let's hear it.
I don't want to like hijack this, but I
Do it.
have news,
Yeah.
but I'm so afraid to say it.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
once I say it out loud, I'm like, I don't know. Because I know what I'm about to say is, I think I'm afraid of judgment at this point
Oh,
because
interesting.
like this is I don't know. I think I've gone a certain way where we worked a certain way and we've structured our life in a way that what I'm about to say is going to sound absolutely insane.
Oh my goodness, I'm really excited for this. Hold on, let me get
Yeah.
my tea. Tell me,
Um,
or don't.
I'm trying to put it in my head like how do I want to announce this? Like because this is probably the one thing I have been excited about actively research and like I'm just so excited. And I know I'm so excited, but I know 2 weeks in I'm gonna be like, what the fuck was I thinking? um, so I'm just gonna start a homestead in April.
Nice. Okay, tell me more.
Like
Where?
we're giving up a lot of money.
Okay.
We bought acreage in Tennessee. We
Right.
have a house that needs to be remodeled,
Uh-huh.
and
Are
we're just gonna
you
go remodel it. And we need it. We need it to be remodeled. We need
right?
to get it
So
done. But
you're heading to Tennessee in April? I'm so excited. I got goosebumps. I'm
yeah,
like wicked hot.
so
That's exciting. Okay, you're starting a
it is
homestead.
exciting. And I'm homeschooling my kids,
Okay.
and
That's smart because, I learned one thing moving from Colorado, Tennessee, Tennessee to Texas, that the Tennessee education standards are low, very low.
I don't. It, I think all of my friends in Tennessee have more skills
Yeah,
than they
for sure.
do this high level of math and this high
Totes.
level, like those things don't matter to me.
No, I agree.
Skills matter.
I
Skills
agree.
matter.
That's a good
So
point.
people will always look down on people in Tennessee and be like, their education system sucks. Okay, there
They,
are like,
yeah,
there's not many people, like, you need to have a certain, you want to go on that college path, that's fine, but they're sending everyone to
yeah,
college
yeah.
just for like the
And
same
it's
crap
crap.
you just learned in high
Yeah,
school. Now we're learning the first 2 years in college all
yeah,
over again, and we have to pay for it. It's
yeah.
dumb. It's
It's super.
stupid. And what I want to teach my family is we sat down and we got them all notebooks. This is my notebook. I'm in
Okay.
charge of the Fuel family gardening. So we started like all the notes, like, okay, this is like the basics. And then I have to get a rainwater store, so there's a whole bunch that goes into it that I guess you don't think about. But I'm like, okay, this is the preparation stage. I need to think about this stuff because I don't want to use the chlorinated
No, for
fluoride
sure.
water for something that's going to grow my precious vegetables and then put into my body
Yeah.
to like that
So,
energy is
yeah.
going to be transferred into to create my energy and right down to the mitochondria and I'm just like, why do I want to use fluoride and chemicals in that?
Yeah.
No, I'm not going to do that.
You know what you may find interesting and helpful, and this actually kind of put, I don't know, it, file it under research or entertainment or entertaining research. The TV show Homestead Rescue, if you haven't watched it, check it out
I haven't heard of it.
because it helps people who are flailing with their homesteads and they're squandering it and wasting it. The main character, it's like the dad and his two children that come and basically like they're from Alaska. They've made homesteads their whole life, and now they're coming in to help other people's. But from him, you and them, like you really learn a bunch of really cool tips and tricks.
Yeah.
I have like a whole notebook on
What
them.
is it called?
Homestead Rescue with the Rainey family, I think. Hold on, let me get a quick Google in. Marty Rainey.
So when I was sitting,
Yeah.
let me tell you about my
Yeah.
kids while you're looking that up. Did you find it?
Yeah, it is Homestead
Okay, go ahead.
Rescue.
Go ahead,
It's
let's finish
Homestead
that.
Rescue, that's it.
You said there was a family that you
Oh yeah,
wanted.
it's like a dad and his two kids. They're all older. But it's like that's the other thing. It's like it's a family that goes around helping other families survive on and the amount of like the dad is basically an Alaskan bear.
Right.
And then his daughter married a surfer, and they mostly live in Hawaii on the Big Island, but she travels to the mainland to help her dad with this, obviously. But like her specialty is gardening. And then
Okay.
their other son, he's just like an all around like handy dude. Anyway, so they'll like help figure out like how to ram pumps, which like if you need to bring water onto your land, like they go through like a whole bunch of crazy scenarios with all these different things and like what you should be doing for your own. And like I said, like I have my own notebook that I've got a bunch of it, and it's saved us with the chickens, our own gardens so far, like the little tricks. I'm like, oh, wait a second. And then like I can go back and watch a quick little clip and then do a little Googling. But I think you might really like it. And it's entertaining. And then you get to
Yeah.
see Marty Rainey in his white button up, but he only buttons the bottom button. So he's got like a super deep V.
Big TV neck.
Like the hairy chest and everything. It's super funny.
So,
Anyway, sorry. Your kids have
um,
cool books.
I'll definitely take a look into that. Thank
Oh
you for
yeah,
letting me
of
know.
course.
That's great. That's good, good research stuff.
Hmm.
I hate the research part. This
Yeah.
like I'm the doer, so I'm just like, why don't I just go right now and I'll just figure it out?
Yeah.
Because I'm watching all these things and I'm like, oh, I could just do that now. It'd be so
Hmm.
much easier if I just had this now. And then,
Hmm.
but I don't.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't remember what the property looked like either because it's across the street from my mom's house. It's
Oh,
like
right.
16 acres.
Oh yeah.
We bought for $75,000.
Nice.
Yeah, with a house on it. So the house needs some work.
Is it stick built or manufactured? Do you know?
It's stick built. Yeah,
Oh,
so it's a
nice.
solid foundation. It has a
Very
basement.
nice.
It's a solid
Nice.
house,
Well, I was gonna say you need
but
that
it's
in
small.
Tennessee, right?
It's small, but that's okay because I have 16 acres.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I don't care.
Right.
I need a place. I don't mind the small house because it's 3 bedrooms, but it will have a kitchen, have a living room and a dining room,
Hmm.
and then we're gonna make another little, just a half bath, and then there's the bathroom's so tiny. The other bathroom in the back, will have a tub and a toilet and a sink. Everything that you need, and then we want to build like areas in the back for the thing, like a big workshop. Pete
Nice.
wants a workshop. And I want, if we could just build a giant building, I want a place for like activities. That's my biggest issue is I'm living in, like, I want to do a whole bunch of stuff, but
Right.
I spend the majority of my time cleaning the house
Yeah.
because that's all I can do is if I
Yeah.
want to draw something, I'm like, I don't want to do that because I don't want to have to put everything away immediately when it's not done yet.
Yeah.
Well, not draw, that was a bad color or
No,
paint
right.
or,
Right. Right.
or do something. Like I like the little gem art, something artistic I like
Hmm.
doing, but I don't want to keep having to roll it up, put it away. Puzzle, for example. I love puzzles, but I'm like, we actually did a good job finding ways we got like this picture frame that we put down and then so I can like just slide it under
Nice.
things to get it out of the way. So that's not too bad. But
But
then you have
still,
all the pieces out,
right.
and then you have to put them. I have these other, okay, that's a bad example, but still, yeah.
I know what you mean. I know what you
We
mean.
made it work.
Right.
We made it work with what we had. So because Pete knows that I love doing puzzles, but my issue is, my God, I don't want to do a puzzle and have it sit out on the table for 3 days because I'm not going to sit there and do a 2,000 piece puzzle in one day. It's not
Right.
happening. It
Right.
takes me a few days,
Yeah.
maybe a week or two, depending on what's going on. I can't
Right.
just have
Right.
it sit on the only table surface we
Right.
have,
Right.
right? So I would like to ultimately have like a big area where like what we have now, we have an entertainment room for the kids with the PlayStation and stuff. And then we have an art room for them to do their arts things. And then Grayson's room, when I say their room, we have a flow where people go into everybody's rooms
Right.
because that's what I have. That's how I
Yeah.
can do it.
No, it's smart.
I couldn't fit the TV in the other
That's-
room, so it has to be in this room with the other things. I couldn't fit the art thing in the other room too, so it has to be there. So we're just working the space as much as we can. And then Grayson's room, he has the piano and the guitars and the music stuff. But I was like, if we had an area where this little area was a nice cozy area where you can play guitar, you can do this. This nice little cozy area where you can do your art. Go crazy, as much paint as you want. Make it dirty. I don't care. It
Right.
doesn't matter. And this area for this whatever, And
Right.
so, and then there's gonna be Pete loves woodworking. He wants his own,
Nice.
which
Woodworking
is
shop. Yeah.
great because I like that stuff too.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I like building things and I like he's have it for his 3D printer, he'll have it for his CNC, he'll have it for his laser thingy
Yeah.
over there that he uses. But right now we don't, like, every time we have to use it, we have to pull this out, set it all up.
Yeah.
And well,
I could
not to
imagine.
him, but
Right.
every time we don't have a garage here, or as they call it, a garage. We don't have a
Garage.
garage. So if he wants to make something, we have to wait for a sunny day,
Right.
which we haven't got in years. and he has to bring all the stuff out from there, set up his sawhorses, set up his saws, set up all this equipment, and then it will start sprinkling. And we're like,
Right.
fuck! And then we have to put it all back.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
annoying. And
Super.
so he can't focus on what he wants to do. Anyway,
A big
so
space
a big space for
or many small
utilizing hobbies,
spaces.
a
Yeah.
big space for hobbies.
Yeah.
That is not in the house. Like
Yes.
I don't want to be
Yeah.
cleaning all day.
No.
But I got my kids notebooks, and since we're homeschooling, we got them their first project.
Nice.
So Gabriel and Grayson. Gabriel is in charge of building. In charge of Gabriel and Grayson are both in charge of the chickens. Okay. But they need to. Grayson is more like how to care for them, and Gabriel is more like I'm going to build the chicken coop. I need to know how many chickens we're going to have. I need to know how
Yeah.
they perch. So Grayson, hey, chickens like to perch. Okay, that's a great. I'll add that to the design. Because I can't do this on my own.
No,
The
for
gardening
real.
is taking so much that
Oh
I'm
yeah.
like, you guys love animals. You guys take care of that. Silas is in charge of researching the quails.
Nice.
And nope, that's Simon. Simon's in charge of that. Silas, we gave rabbits.
Nice.
So he's gonna okay, so these rabbits need to be in this hutch or whatever, and we don't, we want them to be out with.
Right. No, yeah.
We
You
don't
don't
want
want
them
them
just to be stuffed in a hutch.
No,
We
right.
want more free range. So he's in charge of that. And so on Sunday, I got them all notebooks. So I got
Nice.
because I think this is super, like, hey, okay, this one's gardening. Let's look up that, when you have grandkids and
right.
stuff. Okay, well, let's go through this
Here's the
and
plan, yeah.
see. Because
Nice.
it's nice to have that stuff written down. It's nice to journal those things, and
So are you, I mean, like, do you have to get your kids to school in 15 minutes or that's it? Like
no,
they're
I
done?
have to get them up. I have to
Okay.
wake them up. We leave around 8:15.
Okay, okay.
So it's 6:42 right now. So I usually wake them up around 7.
Okay. Okay, so
Which I
they're
won't
still
have to
doing,
do that. Like I don't want to structure my life around a school.
yeah,
So
I
yeah.
agree.
But we're going to be learning a lot of new things together. This is a together thing. And I was sitting on the couch with Pete yesterday when we were talking about it. And he did say, because I have been saying, we do everything. Like since I met you, everything, our entire life was based on what you wanted to do.
Okay.
You wanted to get this job here. You wanted to, I followed you in the Navy, and then you get out of the Navy and you get this job. This is what it's all about making money. This whole time, it was about making as much money as we could possibly make,
Right, right.
which is good. It led us to being able to
Yeah,
buy land and own
financial
property.
freedom and yeah,
Right. So,
not
but
the
then at
worst
the
plan
same
to have,
time,
but
at the same time, I'm like, how much money is enough money for us to go do something I want to do?
right, right.
And it's something Pete wants to do too. He likes his job, but
Barley?
it's not just that. He wants to.
Barley, get to me. Sorry, hold on a second. Let me mute this.
Why? I want to hear what's going on. Lame.
My bulldog is in the kitchen mooing. That's what I call it. He's ready for me to go up and go into bed. I've got both my boys up in bed. On days that we don't have Ty, the first night the boys get to sleep in bed with me. Anyways, that is Barley calling me from my kitchen to come back and come to bed.
Well,
He can kick rocks. He can kick rocks. I'm not going to listen to a bulldog. I'm a human. But I have to,
maybe it's for a good reason.
yeah, I have to scold him occasionally. Oh, don't say that, Lord of mercy. I have to scold him on occasion though because he'll just sit there and go, "Brrr, brrr, brrr," and it's like this weird noise. It sounds like my house is haunted. And so I have to yell at him because it's just so annoying to listen to. I can hear him thumping around upstairs, but he hasn't gotten back into bed because I haven't heard him on the monitor.
Like,
There he
he's like,
goes.
come on.
I know.
It's my bedtime. It means your bedtime too.
It's
The kids do that.
oh yeah, totally.
We go upstairs at 7. We put them to bed at 7, and we go to bed at 7 because when we don't go to bed at 7, they don't go to sleep either.
Yeah.
They don't.
It's no, that's half the problem that I had with Andrew. First of all, he's like teething or something. I don't know. This baby is, I was trying to wean him a while back and I've had to give up on that because it was just so frustrating. So like he gets to nurse on demand whenever, just back to where it was. However, at night, as he's laying in bed, he then just wants to have my nipple in his mouth, and I can't do it. I physically can't do it. It hurts after a while. Like it just gets like raw and tender.
Right.
And so he gets a timed amount, and then we lay down and snuggle. We've been doing this now for a couple weeks. Tonight he was just like, nope, sing me every song you know, and then sing it again in Greek, and then sing it again in Russian, and then sing it again in English. Like I was
It's
just
a
like,
good thing
this
you
is
know
it.
Greek and Russian.
Just
The
I
demands
only
weren't small.
I
All
only
this Greek and Russian training has paid off.
it's not even that much. It really isn't. I can say Lord of Mercy in those languages. No, a lot of the music and the hymns are in English, Greek, and Russian, and actually Arabic. Those are the ones that I know, and so I've learned them from church, and I don't know what else to sing because it's really hard to sing to your children. Hush, little baby, don't say a word, and
What, the
never mind
metal
that
version?
noise you heard.
Is that Metallica?
Just Metallica.
No.
Oh my
I
gosh,
was
we got.
never a Metallica girl. I like never listened to them till Pete, and I still don't like Metallica. I
I don't
just
like
don't like it.
Metallica on principle. I think they make some of the greatest music. I don't like them on principle because they shut down LimeWire. And for that, they can suck my butt. Copyright infringement is the dumbest thing ever. And that's my opinion. I'm sticking
Okay,
to
well, I
it.
don't care about them on that thing. On any other way, I only judge them as artists, and
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
not into that music. I
No.
like this new guy. Oh, do you know that song, "Too Sweet"? Hosier, I think. You're too sweet
Oh,
for me. Yeah.
no, I don't know the
So,
song, but I think I know of Hosier. Or however you say
well, he
it.
does a song called "Too Sweet," but this guy Leo, he does a metal version of it, and I'm like, I love it. I love it so much because when I first listened to the song, I was like, the guy that's singing it, he shouldn't, like, he doesn't sound like somebody that would be like, baby, you're too sweet for me. Like, his voice isn't like that. I was like, I need something a little more like,
Right.
you're too sweet for me. I
Nice, nice.
was like, all right, yeah, I like that.
I just pulled
But
it
the
up and
originals,
put
I
it to
mean,
my
he's
queue.
good too. I'm not saying he's not. It's a good
No, right.
song. I like the song. But I was just like, I need a man to sing it, please.
Watch later. I just saved it to my playlist so I can hear it
Yeah.
when I'm not on the
But tying this all back in together, sitting on the couch
companions.
yesterday, and well, yesterday morning, I was like, I like the idea of micro communities, but I want, and I was telling Pete about it, so now he's in his head thinking, great, because he said to me, he's like, I'll do whatever you want to do. And I was like, isn't this what you want to do too? And he's like, no,
Well,
this isn't what I want. And I was like, this isn't, what are you talking about? Well, I was like, well, then what do you want? Because it's always like, as long as I'm happy. Well, what's
right.
going to make you happy? Happy. And he's like, I just want, a workshop to build stuff. And I'm like,
Okay.
well, yeah, I know that. And that's what we need to get the house running first.
Right,
We
right.
need to have a bathroom that works. We need to have a kitchen. We need to have a place to sleep. We need to get the house running first, and we need to have food. We need to get a garden. We need to get those things done.
Right.
And then, we'll build, because that is a priority for me too. I want a place for the hobbies. But we also have a lot of hobbies. I have 6 people. That's a lot of hobbies. I want to have axe throwing. I love go-karting. I want to build a little go-kart course. I like
Nice.
those things.
I can't
I
wait to hang
love
out in the summer
four-wheeling.
with my boys.
I want to build a bike track around, or bike track, or a place I can walk around my property,
Yeah, yeah.
just stuff like that. But he was like, yeah, but now I have to share it with a bunch of weirdos.
It's so
I'm
funny.
like, what? All because I was like, why don't we get one of those little like small houses on the back, or some tents, and say, invite people, not invite people, but Airbnb it out. Like, this is how we live. Why don't you
Yeah.
come before you jump off grid? Why don't you come and see what it's like every single day? But then that's unfair too, because they didn't see what it was like to have to remodel a house, to have
Right,
to
right.
research all these things, so
Yeah,
it
you
is
got
a
to get
little
that
unfair.
Airbnb hookup immediately.
But but when it's exactly, when it's fun, when you have it working and up and running, that's what people will see, and people won't really mind the process of getting there, because it's all part of the journey. So, and I think there's something more special in the journey than just the destination. It's
Yeah.
like the getting there. It's so like researching these things. Like, I want to do a no-till garden. I don't want to mess with the land, and it's the
Yeah.
easiest
Yeah.
way. And for me, when I'm
No, it is. It
researching
is.
it,
It's like the easiest and like the best way to keep your land and or your dirt
right.
healthy.
Well,
Yeah.
according to my research so far, it's the easiest and the best,
Yeah.
and it's to keep it healthy. I got to research now to collect rainwater. I don't know right now in this point in my life anything about that. I'm just
That's
like,
okay.
doesn't it just collect in a vat and everything's fine? I'm like, and I can just drink it? No, dummy. And I was like, that doesn't make sense. What do I do to get it from, just questions I have. But the other one is like, I want a little pond on my property. How do I keep that pond from turning into a swamp?
Homestead Rescue. I'm not joking. It'll
Yeah.
they have a lot of those answers on there. Like you'll get a really good look at it and then you'll like it'll start giving you like exit ramps. Like you're on a highway and it's going to start giving you exit ramps so you can pop off and do whatever more research. That's Ty and I have both done this. And we've been watching, it's funny, I think we've been watching Homestead Rescue since we lived over in Belfair in Western Washington.
What is it on? I don't have cable.
Shoots.
So I
Don't
have
think
a
it's
subscription to
Netflix.
Netflix,
It might
and
be
I have a
Netflix.
subscription to Disney Plus.
Okay, hold on. I don't think it's Disney Plus. Um,
Do you know there's a TV tax over here?
you can find it on YouTube.
Like, you have to pay a tax in order to have
No,
TV.
that's super lame. Oh, it's on Discovery.
But as long
Okay,
but you
well,
only have to pay it if it's plugged into cable. So
oh, interesting.
I don't even know how much the tax is, but I get away with paying that tax because I don't plug my TV into cable. I just
Right.
use streaming services. I think it's like for the BBC,
Nice.
which I'm like, oh,
There's a
not
bunch
really.
of clips. You might be able to find the entire thing. There's a bunch of clips on YouTube, but it's still it's on Discovery. But I'm sure you could still
Discovery.
find a way to watch it. It's great though. Um,
I do like the Discovery Channel. Yeah.
it's pretty awesome.
Maybe there's like an add-on with one of the like Netflix or Disney Plus or
I can't
Paramount or
remember. Yeah, I'm
something.
trying to remember. I think Disney does. I don't think they do Discovery. Oh man, how did I think we just watch it on YouTube TV because we have YouTube TV. I think that's how we watched it. So you have to like
What is
whatever.
YouTube? We have YouTube. What is
YouTube TV
YouTube
is a
TV?
completely separate waste of money. Oh my gosh, I can't wait to get rid of it. Ty and I are like we're this close, but we watch a lot of sports and it gives you access. YouTube TV is access to all the cable networks without having cable. Not all of them. I guess they're like still periodically going through like with like when Direct TV is like you got to pay us more. I think that's like how ESPN and Hulu, well not Hulu, but I think that's how ESPN ended up with Disney, was
Mm.
the
But
networks. And I can't now.
Disney and Hulu merged, and I found that out because I canceled my subscription to Hulu because I was using Hulu
Just for
through a
Futurama.
VPN
Okay.
because it didn't work over here
All right.
to watch like Futurama and American Dad and all my cartoons that I love. Then I turned on Disney Plus. We've had a
There it
subscription
is.
to that for a while,
Yeah.
and I just forgot about it.
Oh man.
And then I'm like,
Shoot.
Well, look at this. So I was like, cancel Hulu. No, thank you.
Hold on a second. The only downside to having these earbuds is the insides of my ears get unbelievably sweaty and itchy, and I hate it. And so I'm
Uh,
using a Q-tip to dry my ear out so that I can put it back in and continue listening. Um, I love that. I love that. I'm so excited for you. That's terrifying, and you've got so much work ahead of you.
I
Maybe the
was
boys
scared
and
for a
I can
while
come out
because,
and
I
see what we
mean,
can do to help.
I'm sorry, what?
Oh, maybe the boys and I can come out at some point, maybe this summer, and see what we can do to help. I've got,
You
as
like
we're
tents? Because
I love
the
tents.
house
We
is
love camping.
okay.
No, for real.
Maybe you can teach us how to camp. I, I don't know how.
It's it's not hard. You just go outside.
Well, I mean, we've set up a tent before, but oh, plus the hunting. We're gonna learn to hunt.
Oh yeah, that'll be great. My
There's lots of deer on that land all the time, and
oh,
I'm
that's
just
so
like,
awesome.
that's so I want to have that. And the kids want to, Silas and Grayson love fishing. So I was like, I would love to have a pond that we stock. We don't eat fish, but chickens do.
Nice. Yeah, they
So I'm
do.
like, this will
And
be
they're
a
great
source
for your
of food.
tomatoes.
Yeah. Are they great for the tomatoes or is it like through compost? I have to compost too.
No, just
I've never done
like
that either. Girl,
the next
people are,
time you want to try making tomatoes. I don't like tomatoes enough to do this.
oh God,
But
I
one of
love
the gals
tomatoes.
at church, she does this. You go to the store, you buy a fish, you bury the fish under your tomato plant, and that's it. Like
So I
it
heard
doesn't
that
matter what.
watching a video that
Gross.
it you actually need it to be decomposed. Like just putting it under there,
Oh,
it's not
interesting.
like it's not it has to decompose first before the plant can use it. It can't just draw it from it.
Okay.
It draws it from compost.
I
So
wonder
if
if
it's
she's.
not decomposed, then it can't directly use it.
I
It's kind
wonder
of
if
like
she.
distillation,
Okay.
right?
Yeah. No, that
You
makes
know?
sense.
So
I'll have to ask her more details because she was like, "Yeah, you get a fish from the store, you put it under your tomato plants, and then you grow huge, righteous tomatoes." And I was like,
mm,
"I don't
I
like
mean,
tomatoes enough.
whatever.
I want my
Oh
tomatoes to
my God,
starve to
that is
death, so
my
I only
thing.
get
I'm like,
six."
all right, I'm planning my beds. I was like, 15 of them need to have to. That's a lot. I don't care. I'm a jar sauce for life.
For life.
I love tomatoes and I love cherry tomatoes. I love to just go to my garden and pick them off and just eat them.
No, no, no.
Oh my God. Well, I say my garden. I meant my mom's. Next,
I was like, "What
I went over
garden do
there.
you have?"
She
Yeah, it
planted
was definitely.
a bunch of stuff when we come to visit. She'll plant things. Her and my brother did. You know, he made a garden and
Nice.
planted all those. I love tomatoes and my mom knows I love spaghetti squash. Planted spaghetti squash. I was
Nice.
like, it's little things like that. You don't have to tell me you love me. Just plant some spaghetti squash.
Just a
Like
little
you
squash.
listened.
Just a
You
little
heard.
squash. Yes. You know.
Yeah.
You
And
know.
like she's like, I know the kids love tomatoes and I know they love cucumber. Well, not all my kids like.
But yeah.
Gabriel and Grayson are iffy with that. I'm like, if they don't learn to hunt, they're gonna die.
I was it's so funny that you say that. The boys and I have been working on I've got a vendetta against a local raccoon, but aside from that, we've been working on traps. You when you guys have chickens, you will have vendettas up against random animals. You'll be like,
Yeah.
"I'm going to cook you and eat you. Touch my chickens again."
That's why we make little nooses and we're gonna
Yes,
hang them. We're gonna hang them so the other animals will see them rotting and the little noose like, ee!
I'm
And they'll be
gonna
like, nope, not
I'm gonna
here.
make macrame. I'm gonna make macrame out of this raccoon. I'm not even joking. Fancy wall art that white women will pay thousands of dollars for, and it's gonna have the remains of a raccoon that killed my baby duck. Anyways, I digress. It was
Oh,
hard. It
the
was hard.
baby. It
That's
killed a
it
baby.
did. And then it didn't even like kill it. So raccoons, the terrible thing about raccoons, they just like do it for fun. They don't kill it or they don't like fully kill it. They just like gore it, leave its body parts all over, mostly alive. And then
Oh.
maybe they come back hours later and then they're like, okay, now we'll get this. Now it's all bled out, but not at my house. So I heard it
Oh.
happen, and this baby duck, it was like the first day that our baby duck, who'd been living in our kitchen, for the last 2 months was out on her own with the big ducks, and a raccoon got her, and I had to wring her neck. And I was going to process her for meat, but I couldn't. It took me so long to get emotionally over it that by that time my little ducky was dead
Oh,
and unusable. So like not only was I robbed of the sweet little life of this duckling, but I was robbed of a meal in my freezer. And that's when I was like, I'm going to find this raccoon. I'm going to trap this raccoon. I'm going to yell profanity. Then I'm going to murder him. I'm going to skin him. I'm going to take his tail. I'm going to put it in white girl art.
you're like,
I
you're
have a
like, I got my little duck cremated and I'm gonna have its ashes spread in Hawaii.
That's how I felt. That's how I felt. That's what, I think like the hardest part of homesteading is there's a lot of there's a lot of like dark parts that you're like, shit, I gotta deal with this.
Oh, I
But
already
totally
know. I
worth it, yeah.
know. I
But
know. I
yeah, I'm not
really
trying to
do
scare
know.
people
That's
out
why
of
I'm
it.
like, this sounds great. Like, I'm super excited now, but 2 weeks in, I'm gonna be like, I gave up how much money for this? Like, I know me, and I'm just gonna be pissed. I'm
Yeah,
just gonna be a day when I'm just like, everything's fucking going wrong. Oh my God, I can't deal with this anymore. I didn't
yeah.
produce 5,000 tons of tomatoes like I thought I was going to. Uh,
I'm
no,
so
I just
excited for you
know.
though.
But I think it's great for the kids. I think it's great. They're going to learn, we're all going to learn new skills.
Yeah,
We're going to learn how to take care of ourselves and each other. But the whole micro community thing, I'm like, I just told Pete, I was like, I don't want weirdos on my land. Like, I'm not
right.
inviting people to come live on my land. But if there was a group of people that lived close by, that
Hmm.
if we needed help, they come over and they help. And in exchange, they teach me so that when in exchange they need help on their farm, I'm there to help them. I'm an
Yeah,
extra hand. Like I want people to be reliable, and I want to be, and because I as reliable as us.
yeah. No, I actually totally get it. Ty
Yeah.
and I have been through like the exact same conversations that you and Pete are having right now. The only difference is Ty, well, no, not the only difference. Ty had a very, very similar reaction to when I was like, what if micro communities? And he was like, no, I hate people. I don't want to be around people. It's taken me this long. This is like, by this time, I think we've been together for 7 years. He's like, it's taken me this long to warm up to you. He's like, I don't want to add people. And I was
He-
like, well, bah humbug. But
yeah.
um, my point
What if
is,
we did it just
the church.
women? Like the things that women do. I think the husbands will eventually go, like my
Yeah,
husband, you like let them do what they want to
yeah,
do.
yeah,
But as women,
yeah.
why can't like that's what I want. I want a group of
A
women. I don't
women,
care about the
yeah,
damn
a
husbands.
community of women.
I
Yeah,
I
like
want a
physical. Yeah,
woman that know how to do these things. The husbands can do what makes them happy, but like I want a group of women that are fun to be around, not afraid to try new things, and we all like or even if it's like just on my land, we make a giant garden together on my land but we all take care of it.
right, right.
Because it's hard to take care of things all by yourself. You
Yeah,
need women to come together. I think when things started to fall apart is when women started to
yeah.
just go
Women's
away
rights.
from each
Women's
other.
rights
We
kind of
need
ruined it. Yeah, we
like
got
it
all.
did.
Yeah,
And
we
I'm
got
just
all
like, we
empowered.
need each
Yeah,
other. We
forgot.
need each other to do the thing. Well, I need other women to be there to help me do the things that I want to accomplish in my
Right.
life. I get it. Everybody's at a different stage. Everybody's doing weird things, but I'm at a stage where I want to be surrounded by women who are not jealous,
Hmm.
who just want to get things done, have fun. I don't, take care of themselves and help each other take care of our children, right?
Yeah.
Like,
No,
hey, my
totally.
kid wants to learn this. This person knows how to do it. Hey, I'm doing that next week. Come with me. Let's learn how to do it. Oh,
Hmm.
hey, I can do this really well. Bring your kids over. Like just why are we not doing this?
Yeah, no, it's the need for community and companionship is, I think, like
Companionship.
it's totally
Yeah.
deep. We use the church. That's how we found our community. That's how we, and it's funny because like that's exactly how we do it. I have members of our church that I'm like, I really love kimchi and I need help because I'm the type of person that I have to like kind of like watch, but I can't watch a YouTube because I
You
got to be
can.
like,
You're just choosing not to because you
no,
want community. You want somebody there with
I'm
you. You learn better
I
when there's somebody
watch
with you.
right. I watch YouTube, but then I'm like, my cabbage doesn't look like that. What the heck is
Right?
wrong with that?
I'm the
But
same way
right,
because I have questions
yeah,
while it's
I need
happening,
a
and
real
you two
person.
can't
Yeah,
answer
can't
those
answer
questions
him.
because
Yeah,
it's a video. So if
yeah.
I'm with somebody doing it together, hey, why do you add this or what about this
Yeah.
and this? And they're there for me to answer those questions, and they know how to do it. They've done
Yeah.
it, and they're just teaching me how they've done it.
Yeah.
And you know what? All my girlfriends, like if I'm thinking about my friends where I would love to do that, but I'm like, Kristen, I don't think she's gonna want to do this. I don't think she's
No.
there.
I think she would, but like she'd have to, I mean, she'd just have to like move in
You
to
know
a
what?
already
Maybe
done great place. She just has to be in the neighborhood. She doesn't have to be
I
doing the
I
crazy
think it would be
stuff.
too much of a jump of from comfort to discomfort,
Oh yeah.
because
Yeah.
that's a further jump than I am.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
it's
No.
gonna be uncomfortable for me. And you gotta just ease it in.
Yeah.
But who knows? She might not want to do that. And that's okay.
Right, right.
I do know she loves animals. So I know that I don't know if she likes gardening. I know she loves animals. So I'm like, hey, you can be the animal person. She has a boy. She has a little boy. Everybody I know has boys. I'm just saying. And our husbands don't really, they're like, we just don't want to be bothered.
Yeah.
I want to do my own thing. Will my husband help? Absolutely.
Yeah.
When we need it.
Right.
But I
But
want to figure
otherwise,
this stuff out
yeah.
with my girlfriends.
Ditto,
Like,
ditto.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't
I
want to
got ducks
constantly
on a
rely on my husband.
yeah. We got ducks and chickens on a whim. It's
Yeah.
totally like you
Well,
just
yeah,
need to
that's
sometimes you gotta
cool.
jump straight into the pool.
That's how I'm like, I'm always like, I want these things, but I never want to pull. I'm so scared to pull the trigger because I'm so scared of getting from comfort to like, girl, I'm so comfortable. Like I'm so comfortable that my body hurts from not like moving it in years, okay? Because I'm so comfortable. All right? We live in the comfort zone that I have to submerge myself in a vat of water just to get the glimpse of discomfort. Okay? My kid my kids live in the comfort zone where while they were on their ski trip in the Alps, we bought them a 97-inch TV. That's the amount of comfort that we have. We're leaving after my kids' ski trip in Italy this year.
Oh my gosh.
That's like, so just so people know
Your
the amount of
children.
comfort I live
Yeah.
in, we make a good amount of money,
Right.
right?
You're
And
very
we're easing into
comfortable.
that too. So Pete's going to take his leave from work. So he's going to come back for a month and just like, we're just working
Hit
on the
it.
house,
Nice.
right? We need a bathroom up, we need a kitchen, and it's a small house. We're going to get a lot of work done in a month. But Pete's coming back here to
Yeah.
make some money while we do that to ease our
Right.
way in, right? Because it hurts from going to make I don't want to go on here and tell people how much money
No,
I make,
you
but
don't do it.
going from that comfort zone to this comfort zone, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's a little lower.
A little bit higher than I'm higher than middle class, I would say.
Yeah. You are
I'm a bit higher.
yeah.
But here's how I see it. The quality of my life is going to improve down
Yeah.
here.
Yeah. 100%.
It's going
100%.
to improve because I'm putting better ingredients in my body. I'm putting better knowledge. I'm actively moving my body so my joints don't hurt anymore. Literally, just my quality of our life once we get this set up is going to be amazing.
I'm so excited.
I am too. And then there's also that thing, I don't know if that's the piece of land I want to live in. I was like, well, let's get it started. We can sell it and find a new place.
Yeah.
Like, let's just get it started.
Yeah. Yeah. Worst case, I was gonna
But I
say
mean,
worst case, like you flip it enough that you
yeah,
make a ton of
we
money.
make a profit.
Yeah.
But I don't even want to get rid of it. I want a place for my kids to be.
Yeah.
Land is so expensive. Why would everything is so expensive now.
Yeah.
I can't believe we got that for 75,000.
Yeah, I can't either.
Like,
I am the I had to what's the word I'm looking for? I had to fall in line, because I can't think of the correct word, with what my brother and my sister wanted when it came time to figure out what we're going to do with our mom's house and property. She had,
Sometimes the majority wins.
yeah, she had 4 3/4 acres in the desert, and it's a shithole. But it was a nice shithole. In all honesty, we made over double what my mom, well, we made triple what my mom paid for it about 20 years ago. So that was nice, but at the same time, it was just like I didn't want to get rid of the land. Land is a commodity, and
I wouldn't have
it's
got rid
nice
of
to
it.
have it. I didn't want to, but I couldn't afford. It was literally falling on Ty and I to pay for
Got it.
everything. And so
Yep.
I was like, I can't afford this without your guys' help. And Stephanie's like, I never wanted this. And Christian was like, I don't care. And he was like, let's just sell it because I could use the
How
money
much land was
anyways.
it?
Just it's 4 3/4 acres. Like, it's not even that much.
Was it on the house? Was the
Uh,
house and
yeah, the
the
house,
acreage?
yeah. But it was a
What you could
manufactured
have
home, a
done,
really crappy manufactured home.
what you could have done was take that 1 acre and
Can't.
zone it out. So why can't you?
Where my mom lives in rural western Colorado, the community that she lives in cannot be subdivided any further than it is to protect the land. There's a lot of
Got it.
agriculture and
Mhm.
stuff like that out there, and so they just can't just
Yeah.
like come in and then start like building things and adding houses or changing things. Because we did think about that. That was my solution
Yeah.
was tiny homes, off grid tiny homes. It was we'd already ran all the numbers and everything like that. But Stephanie and Christian by this time were like, no, we don't want to do that. Like, let's just sell the house. We need the money. And so I was like, well, okay, fine.
There's so much opportunity if you're willing to put in work.
Yeah, yeah. I would,
There's so
you
much.
know,
The amount of money, just give it 10 years and you
yeah.
probably would start making
In
making money.
in all
Yeah.
honesty, Ty and I actually discussed moving out there, which I said I would never do. That
Hey, hey,
that
come
place
here.
is a
How are
crap
you?
hole.
Good morning. Oh, good morning. Want to say hi?
Good morning.
You okay? Did
Yeah,
you have a good sleep?
yeah, great sleep.
Great sleep? Did you have good dreams?
Weird dreams.
Weird dreams? You want to tell me?
Nice.
Tell me later or tell me now?
Tell me later.
Okay. Hey, go ahead and drink some water, okay? Yep.
It's so funny that you ask your kids if you had a good sleep because it's like the first words out of my mouth. I'm like, good morning, Andrew. Good morning, Benjamin. Did you
How
have
did
a
you
good
sleep?
sleep?
Yeah, I mean, sleep, if you don't have a good sleep, it affects the rest of your day.
A
Like,
hundred
how are you
percent.
sleeping should be the
Yeah.
question we ask people, not how
Yeah.
are you doing? How are you
How are you
sleeping?
sleeping? Shitty? Okay, let's start there. No.
Yeah. What's going on in your life? Are you sleeping shitty? Just people will be truthful. You know they're not good if they're sleeping like crap. Something's
Yeah.
going on.
Yeah, a whole bunch of stuff. Yeah, you never just know.
No,
Anyways,
we're gonna start it all with how are you sleeping?
yeah, I love that. Maybe that'll be our sign on. Hi, Linda. How are you? How are you sleeping?
I'm gonna yeah. Have you done any more research into what you're looking for in Boise?
I think Ty's narrowed it down to 2 houses. I think it's going to keep us closer to his family, which is, I don't know, it's like 6 of one, a dozen and a half the other. And yes, I intentionally said that wrong if you're listening close enough.
Hold on one
Um,
second.
yeah.
I'm gonna make an announcement for my kids.
Oh, yeah.
And this is the worst way to wake them up.
Do you
To
want to just pause
Alexa.
real quick? Okay. Anyway, so we can either be southeast of Boise, like on the green belt, but it's really far from his family and not like it's like I don't know, it's not the worst, but it's a lot further from his family. And I have plans. I really want to make my children. I want to immerse myself and my children into his family's life because I think that they deserve it. And so I think we're leaning towards a house that's out in.
They deserve me.
They deserve it.
I'm a prize and they deserve me.
I really mean that my children deserve to be immersed in their family.
Of course.
Not
Yeah.
that my family deserves me, but they do deserve me. They're welcome.
That's how I view life. It's so much easier when you view yourself as a gift.
You're welcome.
It is.
It is. It
Like,
really is.
why wouldn't anybody want to be around me?
Yeah,
I'm
I don't
amazing.
understand that. Yeah. Anyway, so we have that. We talked to our priest. We got our house blessed. We talked to our priest. We got a blessing from our priest, and it sounds like Stephanie is going to be staying here to help out around the house. She's super upset about it, and I know that she's gonna like ebb and flow into how bitter she's going to be about this, and there's a good chance that you and I will be having a discussion about my sister's feelings on all of this as we get closer, because she's going to make my life miserable if she can't figure her stuff out. Like, she's already, so yesterday, brief interruption, yesterday we went down with Ty to the halfway point so that he could beat us. There's a huge snowstorm that's coming through the west coast right now.
Morning. Do you want to make sure everybody wakes up and taking a shower? Are you gonna have yogurt for breakfast?
I'm gonna make toast.
Okay, that's fine. Do you need help cutting the bread?
I'm fine.
Okay.
I need help.
Do you need help? I'm gonna pause this for a second. I
Yeah.
actually can pause it now. There's a pause button.
Not being
There
able to
we go.
hear you.
Oh,
But you have the mic on, and so like you
I didn't
started
realize
talking,
you
and
could.
so I'm just dicking around down on my phone. And I look up, and I was like, "Wait, I thought you were." Oh, just kidding. And then I was like, "You can't hear me even," so I could hear
Nope, I can
everything.
hear you.
And by the way, that butter and ricotta sounds delicious.
Oh yeah, he pulled it out. He's like,
Nice.
make some toast. I found a place that has rolls with only 5 ingredients
I
because
heard.
I told you my bread machine
Yeah.
broke,
Yeah.
right? And then we got sick forever, and I haven't touched my sourdough starter, so I'm like, I don't think it's good.
It might be. I don't know. Those things are resilient.
You might be able
Has
to
it
bring
been
it
in the
back to
Has it
life.
been in the fridge or out on
It
the
has been
counter?
in the fridge. I
You
don't
can
think I've made
probably.
anything since the November.
Oh, I
Wow.
think you can revive it. I'm almost positive.
I
Um,
revived it from going away over the summer.
that's awesome.
So I put it in the freezer and then I
Nice.
took it out and then it took a while. It took another 2 weeks. So I was like, I didn't revive it. I just made a new one.
Yeah.
Really at that point.
That was so cute listening to that was Silas, right?
Yeah, silence.
Okay.
Yeah.
It was so cute listening to him like being like I could almost like see his facial expression when you were like, yeah, I let it die, and you could like he was like, oh, and he was like, I think it looks okay, and you're like, I guess I could revive it. He's like, yeah, like it was. I feel like I can picture his little cute face.
He likes sourdough bread.
That's funny. That's so
But I
cute.
felt like after I got back from the summer and I revived it, it was weird. Like the sourdough didn't come out as domey and big,
Interesting.
So I was like, I don't know, whatever.
Interesting.
I really don't want to revive it.
Then don't start a
Yeah.
new one.
I don't even want to start a new one right now.
Then I guess don't.
I'm like, I got so much going on. I
See
don't
if
want to make bread. It's so easy to, but
See if
this is where the
Silas is old
convenience
enough
come
to do
in.
it. Silas is old
This is
enough
where
to
the
do that.
convenience.
It's a super easy
Oh
experiment.
yeah. Oh,
Flour
it's
and water.
easy. You know what? You're right.
There you go.
I'll show him how.
Do it.
Oh, did you
Hey.
drink water? How you feeling?
I'm gonna bring my water bottle down in a second.
How you feeling?
Good.
Good. How
Just
did you
wanna-
sleep?
Good.
Good. Did you have any good dreams?
Yeah.
Do you remember them? No? You want a hug?
Makes me want to go hug my own children, but I dare not wake them up.
That's not a good. In the morning. In the morning. Mwah. Okay. Are you excited? Did you learn anything about quails?
Okay. I'm not allowed my tablet in the morning. though.
Yes, you're not allowed your tablet in the morning. You're correct. What about yesterday when I said research quails?
I forgot.
You forgot. Oh, okay. He was doing art stuff.
That's all right.
Yeah.
Art is important too.
Yeah. It'd be
if-
better if he has the start of a UTI, we
Oh,
think. So
that's
we're going to
hard.
start drinking a lot of water and some cranberry juice.
Nice.
Hopefully we can get rid of it ourselves and not have to deal with the doctors, but keep a close eye on it because if it comes down to it moving into his kidneys, I'm obviously gonna.
Right. Take the right. Right.
I want to take the antibiotics before it got worse. That I know,
We're not Christian Science believers.
but
We believe that we can still take medicine, but we want to use it
I
as a last
mean,
resort.
yeah, if it comes to being for it to progress worse, but if it's right at the beginning where we can
Do
hopefully
something. Yeah.
try to do
Right.
something about it, then let's
Yeah.
do that.
Cranberries.
Let's
I love
always
snacking on
always
them.
try to fix it yourself before inviting for killing all the wonderful
Everything.
bacteria in your
Yeah.
body.
Yeah.
All of it. Yeah. Yeah. You want to go have that drink, okay? And I'm going to talk to the school and tell them if you guys cannot remind him to take a sip of water every 5 minutes, I'm going to keep him home until it's gone.
Nice.
Because I'm like,
true.
if you, they're literally, I say forcing, my kids have to go to school. If they don't go to
Right.
school, we get fined.
Right.
So if I have to send them to school
You
and
have
they
to.
want him at school,
Right.
they need to remind him to drink water.
Yeah, that's fair. That's absolutely fair and should
Because
be
we go to
expected.
school and they just don't. They
Yeah.
don't. When he's home, hey, did you drink water? Hey, and it's weird you have to keep reminding them. I know children need less water, but obviously when there's something going on in their urinary tract,
Right.
they
You need
need
something.
more water to flush it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So cute seeing your children
You
wake
want
up one
some
by one.
you want some yogurt?
Uh-oh.
You want some yogurt? Yeah. Okay.
I can't tell if it's the dog rolling around or if one of the boys is stirring.
Let's
think
talk
I'm
for
right.
5 more minutes. I just wanted to. I
I'm
don't know
so
why.
excited. No,
I'm
I'm
excited
thrilled.
too, but I was so not excited to tell everybody. I
Oh,
feel
yeah.
I really don't like, and then I'm like, I feel like when I tell people, nobody's as excited as me, so they kind of like suck my excitement away. If that
No.
makes sense. Like you tell people and they're
Yeah.
just, you tell people who are in your matrix what you're doing, and they think you're crazy.
Yep. Yep.
Because I don't have friends really outside of this frequency.
Right. Right.
So, and I wouldn't even say they're friends here in this frequency either, because I'm like in between things. I'm just like, I got to pick a frequency and go there and do it. But I have been preparing for years. But anyway, so I was sitting down and I was like, I know nothing's ever too late, but I'm like, I'm not sure if I like a matriarch's frequency anymore.
Interesting.
I'm
Okay.
like, because I don't classify myself as anything.
Okay.
I mean, I love the whole matriarch movement. I do, but that's not, I feel like when you label ourselves, we just put ourselves in a box. Like this
I
is,
agree. I agree.
so I'm just like, I like the whole matriarch thing, but that's the thing. Like, I'm into so many other things that I think when people think, oh, a matriarch, she's going to talk solely on just how to raise children and how to
don't know.
how to do this and how to do that. And so I'm like, that's why I'm like, it's going to look different for everybody.
Right.
You know, I don't know.
I don't
But
know.
it's
I
just
think.
like,
I mean, I see where your hesitation is, because you're right. Like as soon as you like put a label on it, then there's like expectations. But I say to your expectations, I'm sorry if you're disappointed. Tune out. Like, because in all honesty, like a matriarch is not just like running or like raising children. It really is like managing a home, managing a lifestyle, and
yes.
incorporating
That's
other
right. That's
people
how I
into
see it, but
it.
I don't think a
I
lot
am
of
a
other people
queen.
see it. You know what? Who
Yeah,
cares how they see it?
yeah.
Mom,
I'm
Just
a
should
don't see it the
queen.
way I see it. This is my
Mom,
frequency.
should I eat
Exactly.
squirrels
Yeah.
now?
Not right now. You need to eat, okay?
Then after I eat?
Then it's going to be time for school. I hate this. I am most looking forward to my kids waking up. We just take it day by day. Like it's not like nothing like
Time,
we
time is
just
one of the strangest things. Something that I've been working on as well prior to all of this and being married and having children. This was like this is like one of those fundamental things really early on when Ty and I like woke up, if we're going to use that terminology. And that was removing myself from the timeline of the rat race. I don't want to think about Monday through Friday, having to have this and then the working for the weekend and all that jazz. And so I have been, but I'll tell you, Linda, it is hard work because the world is Monday through Friday and then the weekends. But
You
I will
get your
say,
kids' bedtimes up to 7, and you have to go to bed at that time. You want to get other things done in order to get your kids to school at this time, and then you have to always keep your phone on just in case something's wrong at school and you have to go pick them up. And then you have to structure your life around picking them up at a certain time. I don't like that. I don't want that structure. If I want to wake up and do my gardening, hey, the gardening, that's fine. If I'm just like, the garden can wait one extra day, I'm going to go play with the chickens. I'm going to go axe throwing. I'm just going to live my life, but also take care of the things that are going to sustain me for longer.
Yeah.
That's it.
You'll have to, you have to, the balance that I found that works best in removing yourself from that is that you have to have an equal pull. So like, you can't just like, I'm going to do whatever I feel like whenever I want. Personally, I got really lazy because I was like, I'm just going to enjoy this. And for the first like several months, you're just like, I don't know what I'm doing, personally speaking. That being said, as I started to be like, okay, what are my goals and my plans? I just started building I got to start over basically from brand new scratch. What does my daily routine look like? I have to wake up. I have to feed my dogs. Like if you have animals, you wake up, feed your animals, water your animals. Then you go do these tasks. As soon as you start like building out your framework for what your new routine is, as you start to master that routine, you put it on autopilot. And since I've been working on that slowly, when your routine really is down pat and you're doing things that make sense in time as opposed to scheduling things, it flows so wonderfully and it feels amazing.
That's what I was saying is doing the things that are going to sustain you in the long run.
Yeah.
And then learning in your free time. Like getting better at something, not just sitting down watching TV or for my kids, they like video games, and I'm like, that's fine as long as you're playing a game that you need to use your brain or you're gonna have reaction time or something. Like, I can't stand the game that Silas wants to play where, like Farmville, or it's not Farmville, but
one
like
of those stupid,
you'll farm and then you'll harvest and then you'll sell
monotonous,
you build your farm. I'm like, well, that's not teaching you how to build a farm. It's just teaching you put this in the ground for profit. And I don't care for
I agree
for those types of games. But Gabriel, he has like the headphones and he listens, like war games or something, and his reaction time is really good, and he hears, and he's quick with his fingers, so he's using his hands and his hearing and his sight. He's using more than one sense. Okay, for me, I'm like, if we're just using one sense,
it's
mindless
insufficient.
stuff. If you're just sitting there on a TV, if that's the only senses that you're getting is watching and like you're not even processing it, it's already there for you. It will eventually come out. But I'm not like that. I always watch something and I'm trying to think about all of it. And Pete's like, just watch it. And I was like, I'm not going to do that.
I have a hard time. My favorite thing to do is sit down and watch TV and have a book or something in my hands.
Doing something else besides watching TV. Yeah. Eat.
That's my favorite.
Yeah, it is.
It's not the best.
It's not the best, but I don't know what it is about that combination where you're just like, yes, I get your belly, just sitting it on there, yum, yum. The chip bag with the dip.
Dude.
Yeah, disgusting. I want to fill my day with, again, I want my friend or friends to be there in the morning to help me with chores, to do them together. And I have my boys, which is great because we can do that together. So that is, but there's just something I think special about a community of women that, I mean, not jealous ones, not like really good women that just want the same things as
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
And I'm finding it very hard to want that because a lot of women is like, I want those things, but I'm going to sit in my house. I'm going to do it all by myself. My husband is, I get you need husband time, but my husband, there's so much things that he wants to do that I feel like he's not doing them because I don't have a friend to keep me busy.
Yeah.
And he's like, I want to be there for you, and if he can just do the things that he wants to do, because he wants to do those things, then, and I feel like whatever amount of money we're going to need will be provided to us just by doing stuff that we love.
Yeah. Yeah. I think
So,
that's no, I totally I'm ecstatic. First of all, that you're gonna be 2 time zones away from me. That makes me happy. Actually, only one for part of it because Boise's in Mountain Zone. So we'll just be 1 time zone apart. But also, I love that I love seeing your snowball come careening down the mountain. I think it's so wonderful. I can't wait to see how big it gets, and I can't wait to see the villages below smushed by the runaway snowball. That is your life. I'm so excited. I
I
mean,
hope I don't
really,
smush
I know,
anybody.
I know, I'm just messing with you.
Yeah.
I wanted to try to figure out the
Oh,
weirdest way to compliment you.
thank you. You know me well. Yeah. What would Ty ultimately, what's his goal in life?
He wants to have stories good enough to tell his grandchildren, and
That's what I
he,
want.
that's it.
Yes, we've had this talk before.
Yeah. I mean, like, he's got like other goals because there's like obviously things that implies and that means, but I think I told you a while back that he was like looking at like maybe getting his bachelor's or his master's,
Yep,
and
yep, yep.
he got a great promotion at work.
Nice.
And so now he's one of the reasons we're going to Boise is because they're putting him on as site lead, and that's like if he can get site lead, then he's a shoo-in for project manager. And then he doesn't need a degree for any of those things because he will have enough actual real life experience that he doesn't
Is-
need to have a math degree in
Yeah.
any of those things to
Is
perform his
he,
job well.
because Pete has a degree, he's project manager, CNC, like he
Nice.
has tons of qualifications. And a top secret clearance. So
Nice.
I mean, he's very valuable, I guess, but sometimes it's not stuff he wants to do.
Right, yeah.
So they're like, we'll pay you $200,000 to do this. He's like, I don't want to do
Yeah,
that,
yeah.
you know?
So fun. I love when Ty gets just being a Navy nuke, he's always on the Navy nuke recruiter Facebook page or whatever. So every now and then, like people just like reach out to him, and nothing makes my heart explode with pure admiration than when my husband's like, "Check out this job offer," and immediately like, dollar signs in my eyes. I'm like,
That's what I
"Ka-ching, this
would
is it."
see. Yeah.
And then he's like, "Yeah, I don't care about this," and I'm like, "Oh my gosh, you're
Yeah.
breaking the system. I love that. I love that. I don't need money. You're right. Oh, you're right." And I was gonna tell you, Ty meant to apologize. So he forwarded along um, the resume that Pete sent over to him, and then
Hmm.
he got super sick and just hasn't followed up. So he's like, I don't know if they've reached out
Oh,
to him.
no.
He's like, I meant to follow up. He was like, but we were like sick, and then this project is kind of everything.
I think the last thing it said was something in Bend, Oregon. And
Okay,
so
yeah,
we
that is
went
where
and
Ty
we
is.
looked in Bend, Oregon, and the housing market was
Oh, it's
so
terrible.
expensive. It was so expensive, and I'm like, there's nothing here that like in Bend, Oregon, in order to live what we're living, I was like, I would easily want over 200,000.
Yeah, yeah.
And I don't think
No,
for that job they're going to pay that.
no.
So,
There, I would still, and I'll tell Ty to keep his resume like circulating occasionally. Because it's not
And he
just,
doesn't want to travel
okay, I was gonna say
anymore.
there, I know that there are
Yeah.
travel opportunities, but never mind. Yeah, don't
We
don't
don't
go
we
move
don't
to
want that.
Bend. It's
I
nice,
need
but it's
them.
not great. I would have moved to Bend for
Yeah.
all the money.
Yeah, so it was that. I was just like, it's too expensive. Because I get it once you start, but it's buying that property,
Yeah.
and that property is
And there's
like
no water.
for
There's no water in
acreage.
Bend. There's no water in Bend or Prineville, or
You mean no
Ritz.
water?
There's no water. I mean, there's no water. I
There's
mean,
no water source.
there's none. There's
So
like
where do they get their water in
there's a
from?
reservoir that comes in from a river outside of Prineville, but there's no, I don't know if like getting a well on your land is just impossible. I think everything is plumbed. I don't think you can drill down enough for water. That was something that Ty was telling me when
What
we were
about
talking about
rain?
that.
It doesn't rain as much.
Rainwater collection, I think, is not legal in many states to include, but not limited to Oregon. But I can't remember for sure
Yeah.
what the legalities are with rainwater collection. And it doesn't, in all honesty, Bend might be a little bit more, but it doesn't rain a whole lot. The climate there is really arid.
It's strange to me how Oregon and Washington used to just be full of hippies, like people trying to live off grid, and now they're like, you can't collect rainwater. We like,
Right?
what?
What a strange, yeah.
Like I'm
It
like,
doesn't make sense to me at
that's
all.
not coming from the people, the homesteaders. Like, leave us alone. Leave
Yeah.
those people alone. So,
Yeah.
uh,
I'm eating.
done eating? Did you make sure Gabriel is awake?
Go start your
Yeah,
day. I don't mind.
yeah, I'm gonna get
I'm
off here.
tired.
I had a super cool meditation the other day.
Ooh, tell me.
It might not be. I can tell you next time.
Okay.
It's yeah. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out time. The kids. Okay. Let me see. I can tell you. I had So that's super. Let me grab my. Where'd it go? Hey, do you know? There it is. Is everybody awake and dressed and ready to go?
Yeah.
Really?
Gable took a shower.
Okay. What about Grayson?
Grayson's laying in the room. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm just going through my journal.
Yeah, no worries.
Okay. Okay. It's my feet making
Oh, that's
crazy
right.
noises.
I remember you telling me that.
Yeah. Okay, so it was such a cool meditation. I wrote it down in my journal, but I'm gonna try to do it. So this I have been trying to have like out of body experiences. I want to have
okay.
one so bad. And I think that was where it was just like because when I think of out of body experience, I think of this separation between where I am physically and how I feel, my senses to the world, this three-dimensional world. Because you hear people that have them, you research it, like what's an out of body experience? My mom used to have them. She used to be so scared. She said she would be like up in the corner of the room looking down at what was going on, but she wasn't in her body. So I was
Interesting.
like, that'd be so freaking cool.
Yeah, no, totally.
But I was just, I don't know. I just like, okay, whatever happens, happens. And I didn't, and I'm just sitting here, but I'm within my body. Like I can feel my body still, like I'm here in this three-dimensional world, but my mind was outside looking down at myself.
Nice, okay.
But it wasn't looking down at myself as if it was in a 3D. Here, go ahead and figure out something that you're gonna do, okay? Because you keep turning me. What's wrong? Did you drink a glass of water?
I drank.
Are you sick? Is something wrong?
No.
Maybe his belly's too full of water. Sometimes I get all sloshy after chugging a bunch.
He took one sip.
I
Oh,
took
never mind.
2 sips,
Oh, two
sorry.
sips. I mean, that's a lot of water in that tiny belly sloshing around. I'm just kidding. Anyways,
You put you in charge. Go make sure everybody's
I almost done with this. But
okay. Just take a sip every 5 minutes and you'll be fine. Yeah. Um, but it was like, it wasn't like looking at exactly the way that I look. Like I don't have a mind's eye
Right.
that looks, and when I close my eyes, like I can't picture an apple. Like I don't know how people can do that, but I can see, like, it's more like an apple. Like I know it's there, but it's not. I don't see it as this red apple thing. It's more like these lines or this and like more matrixy, but without numbers,
okay.
right? And so that so I'm sitting there, but I am literally up here, but I'm looking at myself, and it's not. I'm not looking at it. It's more of like this outline shape, but I see it, and it's. I know that that's me. I know that that is this entire world, everything around me, all these things. I know that it's this reality, but I don't know. I can't get there. I can't see it as this reality.
Okay.
Right. I just see
You know it's there, but it's not.
the matrix.
Right.
It's weird. It's
Okay.
kind of like looking at a screen that's like,
Right.
and like looking at an ultrasound, kind of like Pete's like, oh yeah, you can see the baby's head. I was like, I don't see anything there. How do you see that?
So weird.
It's kind of like that.
Okay.
But I know it is, but I just, yeah.
Okay.
And I'm sitting here, but I see like this outline, this shape, and what I'm seeing is my heart, and it's like emitting a signal,
Okay.
right? And then it showed me how it was so cool, but it was, and I'm sitting here looking at it, and it's explaining to me how my heart is like a tuner to the world. And what fine tunes it is your actions, the things that you do every single day,
Yeah.
fine tunes your heart. But your thoughts amplify the signal to the world. It's like an antenna. So if your thoughts, the things that you do, your actions and your thoughts are the same, you're broadcasting a louder signal out into the universe saying, this is what I want,
Okay.
and then you pick up whatever. It's like, yeah, you're broadcasting a signal, and the universe has all these signals out there, and it's like you picking up the signal that you're trying to get. And if your heart, your actions and your thoughts aren't the same, the signal isn't broadcasted as
Yeah.
far.
Okay.
If that makes sense. And
Yeah.
I just thought it was so cool.
That's super
I was
rad.
like, that is so cool. And then you could see like how it goes out in the world and how it came. I was just like, that's so neat.
That's
And that was
awesome.
the first time, because I don't have these like mind eyes that see things vividly. The only time that ever happened was when I took mushrooms, and I don't like taking mushrooms.
Yeah.
It makes me feel like shit.
Yeah.
Like a stomach ache. I don't like doing that. That's why I don't do it. But like it literally was that first time taking them, closing my eyes and seeing
Yeah.
something besides them, like seeing like an actual brain there, and I was just like,
What?
holy fuck shit, holy shit, it's so cool. I've never closed my eyes and had, like, even my dreams like are most of my dreams, it's not in first person.
Interesting.
Like I'm watching it.
Very interesting. I was just about to ask you about that.
Yeah, like Pete's like, what? You're not participating in it? And I'm like, most of the time, no. It's when I'm participating in it, that's when I have a hard time distinguishing my dreams from reality. Like when I wake up, I'm like, did that happen? I don't know. But the majority of the time, I'm not participating in my dream. I'm watching it happen.
Interesting. I don't know. I'm all over the map with dreaming. I have one of my friends got me this really cool dream journal, and so like every single entry, it asks you like a bunch of like easy details about your dream? Like, is it present tense, past tense, future? Is it black and white? Is it color? Are
Right.
you first person, that
Mhm.
thing? And the first time I was reading all those options, I was like, oh my gosh, like people have these kind of dreams. I was like, I want one of those. And like literally that next night, like I had one of those and I was like, oh, cool.
Those
But
dreams where you know you're dreaming.
yeah, lucid dreaming. I literally just, as I was listening to you, I was writing down to ask you about lucid dreaming and what your
So
thoughts are on that.
I tried to do that for a brief period of my life and a brief period about a year and a half ago. And so I was researching, and the one thing that somebody said was during the day, like every time you walk underneath a threshold, say, "Am I dreaming?" Oh no, this is reality. Okay. So that you will question that when you're in your
In your
dream.
dream? Okay.
So the closest I got was me. I'm in my dream, and like my dad's there, and my mom, and they're like on the back of like this hillbilly wagon. Do you ever see like the hillbillies? You know, they're
Yeah.
like grandma's in the back on that rocking chair, but there's no like truck bed or anything. And I'm like pulling it, but it's big. It's big behind me, and I'm like pulling it, but I can jump and like kind of float in the air as
Oh,
I'm pulling it
nice.
and come
Oh, that's
down.
nice.
So,
Yeah.
and then I was like, wait a second, am I dreaming?
And
And
then boom.
my dad was like, you're not fucking dreaming, you idiot, keep going. And I was like, no, definitely not a dream.
Definitely not a dream. That's real.
Because I'm like, that's just my dad, exactly like that. But that was as far as it got. I tried, to do that, and then I just forgot about it.
Yeah.
And it's
That's the
really
hard
what it
part.
is. I haven't stuck with it. I just forgot. And
My favorite is I love to live under the water or I love to fly. And it's really funny because living underwater is not the same as flying. But it has some similarities. But that's like the two, like as soon as I realize that I'm
wow.
living underwater as soon as I realize I'm flying, I'm like, cool. And then,
So
but you have
like,
to be really careful because as soon as you become aware of it, sometimes your body will wake you up because you're not prepared for this. So you have to
mhm.
immediately, like, you're like, cool. And then look the other way. Like, I'm not
That's
really. And then you just kind of go with the flow and you kind of just like lean into it. But
that was the other thing when I had other when I was like, am I dreaming? And I was like, I think I am dreaming. But then it was almost like I couldn't say it out loud or I
yeah,
couldn't let anything know because it
yeah,
was trying to actively be against me.
yeah, yeah.
That's really what it is. Like, I'm like, I want to try flying and I'm thinking it in my head, but then I can never actually do it.
Do the
Like, I'm
thing. Yeah.
trying, but I can't do it.
I've had that happen too a couple times. Like I'll be flying and then all of a sudden I'll realize and I'm like I get too excited and then I'll like all of a sudden like I can't like launch anymore or all of a
Yeah.
sudden like usually what happens, especially in I can't it's I haven't had a dream like this in a long time, but I've been using more cannabis than normal, so that also has something to do with your dreams. But I've been one of my favorites. It really is. I live underwater. I change out how the way I breathe. So like the first thing that happens when I wake up from one of my underwater living dreams, I have to remind myself how to breathe air. I'm not even joking. I
I
come
have
out
never
sputtering.
never dreamed about being living underwater.
Oh,
Not
all
once.
the time.
In
And
my
not like
entire
not
life. I don't like water. Like
oh,
I'm scared of
I
it.
love it. I love it. And I don't mean like in a submarine. I mean like I will
Right,
go
like
to a
breathing
body
like
of
a
yeah,
mermaid.
I will go into a body of water and I just like you just empty all of the air out of your lungs. It's a as soon as the procedure starts, I know exactly what's happening. And I have to stop breathing air, so I have to get all the air out of my lungs. Takes a couple shakes and shimmies. It's kind of like flying where sometimes you have to kind of like get the right little like movement and then that's it. Like I'm now underwater. And life is exactly the same thing, but I'm living underwater. Sometimes
Wow.
I love it. For sometimes though, I can't get all the way underwater because there's like too many big waves. So I've learned to be really wary of waves, but I've also learned finally how to duck under them and get out into open water
So
toys so I can get under and away. But
I didn't even know there was dreams where like that's like a new thing unlocked for me.
I don't know.
What?
Maybe it's I love the water. I love the water. I think I told you a while back, like my suicide plan. Uh,
Yeah, yeah, you did.
I mean, yeah. And so
No,
like
not the
maybe I'm just
suicide. The
so
suicide
right.
plan if your
Yeah,
ship
yeah,
goes.
yeah. And please
Yeah,
don't
okay.
cancel us. Please don't cancel me. It's not really a
Yes.
suicide plan. It's my ship is sinking. I was in the Navy. What am I gonna
If you're
do?
going,
Yeah,
if you're going and there's no chance,
yeah,
maybe we shouldn't call that a
yeah.
suicide.
It's not a suicide,
Fucking
but
YouTube.
it's not.
I swear to God.
It's not a
We have to
suicide,
sit here and
but
explain it down.
what's
Like,
really gonna happen is that AI algorithm is gonna go ping, 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 ping. Okay, cancel.
ridiculous. Ridiculous. That's really
Anyways,
interesting. Like, I never knew. I don't like water. I'm afraid of drowning. I'm afraid of not being able to breathe. I'm afraid of, like, people get in water and like, they're just happy. I panic.
interesting.
And I'm like, I don't know what to do. Like, if my kids, like I don't want to take my kids to a beach or anything because I don't know if I could save them
Right,
if
if something
something,
were to happen.
and that scares me. I feel helpless.
Yeah.
I'm not that great of a swimmer. I can keep myself up.
Right.
I can float. I used to love the water when I was a kid. I don't know at what point it just was like, well, you know what? My mom used to call me all the time. I had another dream you were drowning. Like,
Ha!
since I was a kid, over and over
Jeez
and over again. And I
Louise.
think maybe that has to do with
Maybe,
it,
yeah.
where I'm just like afraid of drowning.
Yeah,
I
maybe.
don't want to. And I'm afraid of my kids drowning now. And
It's I mean, like as a mother, my nose strip is poking off. As a mom, I've had a dream about one of my boys drowning in the bathtub. It's terrifying. It's absolutely terrifying. So like I get it. I get it. Like and I would I
yeah.
mean
But my mom's like, I need to tell you or it's going to happen. I'm like, oh, tell
what?
somebody else so it doesn't happen. Stop telling me.
You're making me
Like,
scared.
that's what a husband's for.
Yeah, yeah.
Tell your husband and leave me out of this. I don't
Please.
tell my kids when I have bad dreams like that.
No, no way. No way.
No.
Tell my husband.
Yeah, exactly. I wake my husband up. It happened again.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, just go back to sleep. How? I just seen my kid dead. How am I going to go back to sleep?
My full autonomic response center is lit up like the 4th of July. I can't go back to sleep. I have to calm myself down. It's gonna take me 2 or 3 hours. I might as well have a snack.
It's gotten better. It's
Nice,
gotten
nice.
better um, since I started looking up stoicism
Nice.
and stuff. Yeah.
That's good.
I
I was
think
actually gonna ask that because you
I
kind
have
of
a
used to
hat.
be a nervous wreck.
Oh yeah, I'm like it really started. Not when I was younger, but it really started when I started having kids.
Yeah. No, I
Just
mean
like
like it's
that's when
terrifying.
it started, and now I
Yeah.
was just like, this is killing me. I gotta tone this back a little
Yeah.
bit.
Yeah.
So I just don't sit here all day worrying about the things that can kill them. Instead, I'm like, I bet you they're having fun. They're having a great
Yeah.
time. They're learning something new.
Yeah.
So I just changed the way I think. We'll put more positive thoughts in there. And it really, 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 it took, I have this video of the very first day when I was like, I need to fix myself. And I'm just like, I don't know how long this is going to take. I'm crying because I'm like, this is the hardest thing. Like, I'm so broken. It's just so hard. And then finally, like, if I was to look back at that video, I'm like, man, like, I'm not that person anymore. Like, this
Nice.
is not that, it's not that hard once you just train your brain to stop thinking those thoughts.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, and it's training them, and the way that you do it is like when you have those thoughts, instead of just saying, go away thought, like you actually feel how that feels, those emotions. And it was somebody that said, if you feel the emotions of that thought, it lasts for less than 30 seconds. And then you can process it after that. So what
Interesting.
people do is they don't like that feeling, so they kind of just keep pushing it down. Whereas if you just feel it, like somebody cuts you off in traffic, you're pissed, feel it for 30 seconds. And don't think about what they did. Just think about how that feels. And then eventually you're like, okay,
What a silly.
let's
Yeah.
let it go.
Right.
And so that's really what it is. I stopped focusing on the actions and started focusing on the feelings.
Nice.
And then I could just let it go. But I mean, even to this day, I really almost never have thoughts about my children dying. And it's mostly, if I do have it, it would be like once every 4 or 5 months, right when I'm about to go to sleep,
Yeah.
you know? Like, but throughout the day,
Nice.
I don't have those thoughts. Like last night, Simon came in and told me about, hey, I need to pee more often. Okay. This is probably the start of a UTI. And then he came back in and told me his back hurt. And that's when I was like, we need to get him to the, but I was like, where does it hurt? He's like, oh, no, my back doesn't hurt. It's just really itchy. Like it hurts because it's itchy. And so I'm scratching him and he's like, okay, I'm like, does your back hurt? Because if it does, then that means it's more advanced.
Right.
He was like, no, it doesn't hurt. I'm just itchy. But then he comes back in my room again, another hour later, and was like, I got a little pain right there. It's gone now, but I had one. I'm just like, I was like, I think you're going to be fine. You're going to be fine. But I was so proud of my child, Simon. He went to the doctor's, he had an appointment, but the appointment was at a pediatric, but it was through the hospital. So the one hospital in Cornwall we have, it's that through the NHS, and we go to his appointment, which, and I didn't want to take him there to begin with because he was having a few months back the same issues Gabriel had with Alice in Wonderland syndrome. I'm not going to medicate him for it. It doesn't do anything. I'm not scared about it. I know it's something but he was scared. He was genuinely scared when it messes with your perceptions of sizes and time. That's scary, especially for a child.
Yeah, totally.
So when I told him it's going to be okay, but he wants to be reassured by a professional. And I'm like, I am a professional. I had to have my other kid go through this.
Yeah.
I'm a professional.
Yeah.
But they want another person.
Right.
I guess they just don't trust me. I don't know.
No, right.
So he goes in, talks to this doctor, and then, oh, do you eat sweets at night? Going through all these lists of things. And then she's like, okay, well, what I want you to do is start writing down like every time you have an episode and maybe draw a picture, let us know what you're seeing and stuff. She said, or we can go, she's trying to tell me, or we can go down the route where we start all the CT scans and we start the sleep studies, we start these, we start that. And I know that that's just a huge waste of time because he's fine.
Yeah.
And I said to him, what route sounds like the best for you? And she's like, oh, this is for you. He doesn't understand. And I was like,
Rude.
this is his appointment. This is his body. What route do you, is it as serious as let's start all these things? Or do you want to maybe look at, and she just was like, why are you asking him?
Because he's a human being that should have a say in
He's
what's going
only
on.
8. I was like, he's not stupid.
Yeah.
This is his body. She's like, but it's your choice. You need to make these choices for him.
Okay, that you
Yes,
can still ask for input.
I do. I get it. But I'm asking him, and it was more like, time, and I'm just like, which route do you want to go on? And then let him make that decision. Let him tell me what he would prefer.
Yeah.
But
He doesn't get to change his gender though, right?
No. But the thing is, I want them to be able to answer questions and ask questions.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. I want them to solve their own problems. I want them to say, okay, these are my options. What do you think? And then weigh over the odds. I want them to critically think on their own.
Yeah.
Right. And this is how I'm like, this is that doctor. I'm like, why would you not ask them to think on their own about their
Right.
own body? It was it was aggravating. I wasn't going to argue with her, but I wasn't going to not give him the opportunity to do that, to think for himself. But we go to the doctor, we're coming down the corridor and we're about to leave. And he looks over and he's like, there's the cafeteria on one side and a store, a little convenience store. And he was like, Mom, why are they selling candy, soda, and crisps at the doctor's office? Well, at the hospital. And I was like, in my mind, I was like,
I
What
love
an amazing question.
you.
I was like, that's a great question. Why do you think they would do that? And
Yeah.
he was like, I don't know why. People come in here and they're sick and they're giving them things. They're like, here, buy this stuff that's going to keep you sick. He's like, oh, they're keeping them sick so they can come back and make more money. And I was like, an
You've
8-year-old gets
connected
it.
the
An
dots.
8-year-old
Yeah,
gets
that's
it.
awesome.
And I was like, just at that moment, I was like, oh my God,
Nice.
I'm the best parent ever. Like those little moments, I
Yeah,
give them to me. I
that's
give them to
awesome.
me
That's
because I'm
awesome.
like, he's asking
Yeah.
questions, he's thinking critically, he's putting things together, he's understanding that it's corporate greed, that they'll do anything, they'll put humans at risk and make them sick to line their pockets. Hey, we're actually talking about you. Do you
All
remember you
right.
went to the doctors
I
and
have to
they,
I
yeah,
have to let you go. I'm so tired.
you have to
I'm
go.
so sorry.
Oh, what time is it? 10? 10 or 11?
It's
11.
midnight. Oh,
Midnight?
yeah. 12:03.
No. So
It's
when you
eight.
said 8:30, what time?
It's 8:03 for
9:30.
you. Yeah.
9:30.
Sorry.
Okay. All right. I have to go anyways because I think they can only record for 2 hours.
Oh,
I'm going to say
nice.
bye.
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 Nagawa.
I'll
All
talk
right.
to you later.
Have a good
Hopefully
night
this
or
doesn't get
good. Yeah, good day.
hopefully this doesn't get
Oh my gosh.
banned.
I hope not. That's a. I although I was telling Ty and he was like, pound it. He made me fist bump him. He was so proud that we already have
I
one
was
that's been
proud
removed.
too.
I know.
I was like, I'm doing something right.
Yeah. That was exciting. But still, I mean,
We're
come
the
on.
only ones
I
excited. I
know.
was like, you know what? I don't care. If people want to listen to it, I don't even need to put it on YouTube. We can put it
Yeah.
on Rumble, where
Yeah.
it's free
Wherever.
speech.
That
So
reminds me of Rumble. I
whatever.
have to look up Rumble. I've never even heard of that. Okay.
Yeah, it was huge after Trump got banned.
Okay.
That, and then there's Truth Social as well. That's the whole Trump media thing. But we can't get on. It said that we created a fake account on Instagram too, and they just
What?
deleted it. And then they said
That's
they won't. That if I try to create another account, it says there's somebody coming from this address. You cannot make an account anymore. I was like,
okay.
whatever.
That's
I don't care.
insane.
I don't care. If you put it out there, let the universe call
Yeah.
to people for it. Like, I don't even want to, I don't
No.
want to, the whole mundane thing. Like, to me, I'm like, I don't want to promote. I
Yeah,
want to
yeah.
just do, I don't
Yeah.
want to promote. I don't like
Yeah.
that portion of it. So let the universe take care of
I
it.
like that. I like
I
that.
don't need to be famous on YouTube. I don't need to be any of this. Like, it'd
Marketing.
be cool to, like, I don't want to market. There you
So,
go.
so marketing is one of my favorite things, but it's like
No,
a favorite as a
you do
hobby.
it.
But it's as a hobby, and I'm not gonna lie. My favorite way to market is through slow, organic churning. Like it's just going to. It's like
I wanted
it's
to
like
do it
doing a
on its
no-till.
own.
It's no-till marketing, and it's nothing is better. Nothing is better from personal
Yeah,
experience.
that's what I want. No-till marketing.
Yeah.
Let's just talk. Let's do what we do
Yeah.
best. We have no, like, well, I don't have a, at all. I don't
Me either.
have
No, me either.
anybody
You're the brains of
that
the
knows
outfit.
where I am. Well, I'm just like, no, I just don't have anybody that is in the same spot I
Yeah,
am.
yeah, I think I get that. I think I get
And
that. I've told a couple people at church, like even like some of my closest friends, I've been like, yeah, I'm on a podcast, and the first thing that they do is like look at me like, what? They're like, oh yeah, my friend. I
who
was like, it's
chose
my friend.
you?
I was like, it's my friend, and she lets
She's
me,
retarded.
she lets me get on with it, and then they're like, well, what is it about? And that was my priest because he didn't even know, but I was talking to his wife about it because I really admire her as a mom. And in all honesty, being a priest's wife is what a friggin' ball to juggle. Anyways, and so I love picking at her brain. And so she had actually mentioned to her husband, he goes, what's it about? And I was like, Nunya. And that was it. It's about Nunya business. And he was like, no, really. And I was like, and Ty goes, it's about, what is it called? A matriarch's frequency? I said, yeah. He was like, my priest just kind of like looked at me. He goes, yeah, no, none, yeah, yeah, you're right. He's like, I don't need any of those things. I was like, that's okay.
No, but
we're not
Your
doing it for
wife,
you.
your wife might, you
Yeah.
know.
No, Annie
Yeah,
is,
it's
she's already
really for
talked about it.
women.
She wants to
It's really
listen,
for
and I'm
women.
like,
I don't
no.
want to. Men, yeah, it's cool if you're a man and you're into these things.
Fine,
That's
great. Yeah.
great. That's great.
Might be a little
But
hard
I
to
gotta be
relate
honest.
sometimes.
I have a husband. He's not. He doesn't want me hanging out with a bunch of men,
No.
gardening and
No.
shit. No, he wants me to have a good relationship with women, and
Yeah.
it's easier with women because we have the same anatomy. We can talk about like you can't talk to
Everything.
your best guy friend about your period. He has no idea what the hell you're talking
No
about.
idea.
You know. Plus, yeah, I don't think my husband wants that.
Yeah, no. Yeah.
I don't think I would want my husband to be like surrounding himself by like 15 girls while he,
No. Yeah.
does whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess if he's cooking, yeah,
Wait,
but
well, hey. Find some dudes to cook with, bud.
yeah, he'd rather just not teach anybody how to cook.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
really what it is. But he would want to hang. He wouldn't want to hang out with a bunch of women
No,
anyways.
right,
Like he
right.
tolerates me,
Yeah.
but he's just not. He's like, I got one.
Yeah.
That's
I don't need
enough
any
for
more.
me.
Yeah.
And that's really where it is. Like, I don't really want to hang out with guys. I want to hang out with girls.
It's so wild because I feel like my entire life I've always had like I've always gravitated towards having like male friends because I'm stupid and immature.
Me too. Me too. Yeah.
Classically. However, I could not
I
agree
know.
more with you than anything than like I don't actually need or want guy friends. Like I really
No,
I
not at this time
crave,
in my
yeah,
life.
I crave companionship with another chick.
Yeah,
Okay.
no, not at this time in my life. No,
Yeah.
there was when I was younger, when I mostly got along with boys,
Yeah.
mostly men.
Yeah.
But that's because I was crazy and wild, and boys would do the same stupid crap as I was willing to do. That
Yeah.
was the only reason. But now I'm like at a different. I want women who are trying to do their best, trying to parent the best, and help me when I need help
Yeah.
parenting my children. Help me when I need help if I'm having a fight with my husband to help me see things differently from a different perspective.
Yeah.
Not just try. I don't want them to be like, oh, I can't believe he said that. No, I
Yeah.
want them to listen to me and
Yeah.
say,
Hey,
oh
did
yeah, he
you?
must be like
Yeah.
think about it from his perspective right now.
Yeah.
Because that's what I want. I don't want somebody to just trash talk my husband. I want
No.
to talk about it and say, can you help me see it from his side so
Yeah.
I can understand it?
Yeah, or not
what I
only
want.
trash talk their husband or your husband, but then turn
hate
around
it.
and talk about how shitty their husband is. That
Their
was like the
husband, it
hardest
drives me
thing.
crazy.
Yeah, I can't do
I
it. I
hate it.
can't. That was like
Hate it.
the
I hate
number
it so
one.
much.
I've walked out of houses because of like that conversation started, and I'm just like, bye. I'll never
But
talk to you again.
I'm in a group of people.
Yeah.
That's all they do.
That's
That's
so
all
hard.
they do.
That's so hard.
And I'm the only one that's like, I'll listen. I'm the only one like, oh, well, you know what? From his perspective, and they don't care what I have to say
No,
to
they
the
never
point
do.
where they
I
don't
just
even talk
want.
about their
Yeah.
husbands with me anymore because
Good.
I'm trying. You always take his side. No, I'm not taking any sides. I'm trying to get you to see it like how he felt.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, no, I'm always taking somebody else's side. Or like if they were telling me about their wife, I would be like, well, let's see how she would feel.
Right, right,
You know,
right.
how would you feel if this was a different situation? I'm really good at that. I'm
Yeah.
really good at understanding somebody else's feelings. So that's why Pete and I really, well, I'm good at it now to try to see that perspective. That's why we almost never fight. I think it's more of me trying to explain to him my
Yeah.
perspective, which he usually sees. But so that's really what our fights are now. It's not fights. I shouldn't say that.
Disagreements. Yeah.
It's us arguing to get each other to see their perspective, and we just don't get it, and it just keeps escalating. That's really what it is.
My sister and I, we've been having something similar, and I think after, like, you know, when you realize that you're having the same fight, but it's no longer so. Like, there's like the classic, like just like the very bottom foundation of we're having the same fight and it's literally the same fight, and then there's like the step above, which is it's the same fight but it's no longer the same subject, but like the base of it is. So that means like you've like now built on top
Yeah.
of it. Anyway, so my sister and I we've been having
Compounding.
that. Yeah, we've been
Compost.
compounding, exactly. So we've been having that, and finally one day after we were able to mentally work it out, we realized that her and I are both very effective communicators. However, our understanding is very different, and so we have now devised a hand signal that says my understanding is off, because as soon as my sister, as soon as she stops like comprehending or understanding what I'm saying, I get like, what do you mean? Like, how can you not understand
Offended a
this?
bit. Yeah,
Um,
that's yeah.
yeah,
I
but
do too.
what she said is she realizes that she's no longer understanding, but it's taken her 5 minutes to realize. So she fell off the wagon way back. And so I'm talking about something super
Yeah.
easy, but she's not been listening because she's like, wait, what?
It's easy to you, it might not
Yeah,
be easy to them.
right.
And I think that people stop learning, or they stop wanting to learn when they feel like, or stop wanting to ask questions when they feel like those questions are going to get somebody to think that they're stupid
Yeah,
or
yeah,
ridicule them.
yeah,
And so we're kind of just put back by that. And
yeah.
I think that's what going to school does to children.
Oh,
Makes them
100%.
scared of asking
Yeah,
questions.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So I'm gonna let you go. My kids are.
Also, you have to make all packed lunches.
Yep, that's fine. I can do that.
Nice.
Okay.
Bye.
Plus, we're almost on 2 hours, so
Nice.
I think it just was like, no, you get 2 hours. That's it.
All
All right. Let's do this again.
right, soon.
All right.
Okay, bye.
Good night. Bye.
Bye bye.